Zachary Levaille here in Providence, Rhode Island at Count Forever. And I have a very special guest joining me in the RWA Zote Zone, a man who has won it all and done it all here in the RWA, the right stuff, Stephen Lust.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks for having me in the Zote Zone.
Thanks for joining me, Lusty baby. I mean, you're coming off back-to-back wins here in 2026 in singles competition. You know, you've been mixing up in the tag ranks as well. So now with that clear vision, what you got going on? What's your pathway now here for somebody who's done so much in his time here?
You know, Zach, I got to be honest with you. I really don't know what's ahead for Stephen Lust. I had my fun in the tag division with both Nick Marchand and my partner AJP, but as you can see, I'm here by myself, and the road is always going towards a championship. So whether it's the Army Championship, whether it's the Ocean State Championship, or whether it's the RWA Heavyweight Championship, the right stuff, Stephen Lust will have gold around his waist in 2026.
Statement made, statement clear.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
We want to give a shout out to Gorilla Press Tees right over there by the entrance. Check them out on Instagram and Facebook. Once again, it is Gorilla Press Tees, offering custom hats, t-shirts, and more. Head over to their table during intermission. The following is a six-man tag scheduled for one fall. Making their way to the ring, introducing team number one. First, the Hackrock, Devin Justice, and Riley, on St. O'Neill. They are above all. Their tag team partner. This is Moshpit.
Folks, we have watched the evolution of many teams take place under different forms of tutelage, and we're watching a new chapter unfold with Above All as Moshpit has claimed the helm. He has restored order to the chaos that was formerly known as, well, actually, I'm not going to call them by their old name. I was threatened violence last time I did, so I'm not going to do that. But folks, like I said, this is a new skin being shed before you.
Dazzling Donnie Stax and his tag team partners, the team of Realistic Donnie, the premier Realistic Love, they are the Uncut Gems.
Six-man tag action going on in the RWA with featuring six talents who have a very bright future in pro wrestling. Louis Leon and Nick Diamond and Donnie Stax team up for the first time, taking on the team of Above All and Moshpit and Bobby Rossi. When you look at both sides of the ring, two different complete sides.
Absolutely, but you know, we cannot ignore the history that Nick Diamond shares with Above All. One could argue that was a different team entirely back when they were under his tutelage, but I feel as though that's going to be a factor in this matchup. In the back of his mind, Nick Diamond can make some of the best educated guesses as to what his adversaries are bringing to the table.
Diamond's team stands in the middle of the ring. Above All and Moshpit stepping to the outside, waiting to strike right now. Learning under Moshpit compared to Nick Diamond and Bobby Rossi, I can only be so curious. What are some of the biggest lessons? How do you learn from a guy like Moshpit? Because Nick Diamond, he made him take the low road quite a few times, but this is a completely different way. Wait a minute, and the action's just going to the outside. We can't even call for the bell yet.
Well, wait a minute. We've got Moshpit in the ring, but now we've got both members of Above All. All six men are doing the dance now. No starting quarterback. Our officials' hands are virtually tied.
Diamond, Leon, and Donnie Stax right now. It looks like, do we have our starting quarterbacks? Calling for the bell. Here we go. Louis Leon and Riley on site. O'Neal right now. Leon picking up O'Neal, planting him right down.
Leon, in my opinion, he's made some of the biggest turnarounds over the past 6 months out of all 6 of these competitors. And I take nothing away from no one, but look at that. I feel as though that spine buster speaks for itself.
It's said in professional wrestling all the time, Bobby Rossi, simple but effective. Simple move to execute, but if you're able to counter it is completely deadly. But Luis Leon right there grabbing the neck of Riley O'Neal and sending him to the outside.
Really making waste of his adversary in spectacular fashion. Luis Leon proving that he's not just an afterthought or the Janetti of the duo, if you will.
Up to a count of 3 right now.
Now, technically, he had to reset the count, as did our referee. Now we've got a new count here started. Moshpit looking to get into the gaze of Leon, looking to make some sort of mental impressions upon him. I think he might have.
Up to a count of 3, not less than Riley onside O'Neal with the boot to Leon, sending him once again to the outside.
Right to the temple.
And tag to Moshpit as Moshpit going to the opposite side right now.
Coach, you had asked a question before the bell rang in regards to the difference in tutelage between Moshpit and that of Nick Diamond. From what I've seen, Nick Diamond taught these kids how to cut every corner, whereas Moshpit is instilling in them a mean streak unlike I've seen in years prior.
Strikes from Moshpit right there. Bobby Rossi, we've seen it last month when Above All was taking on the team of Luis Leon and Nick Diamond. We've seen that once we know it as the collective starting to slowly change, but this version is completely different than the rest.
It really is. They're a lot more systematic in their approach, and quite frankly, the guys, O'Neal and Justice, they're not out there throwing caution to the wind. They have a very militant style strategy to themselves. It's in their composure. It's in their chosen offense. Yeah, look at this. Goading their opponents into tying up the referee indirectly. Cerebral warfare tactics being employed with purpose.
O'Neal still pretty fresh in this match right there. Taunting and playing mind games. He hits a right hook on Luis Leon. Not done yet.
Big right hands being thrown. O'Neal's got nothing but bad intentions behind him. Leon saw it coming and dished out one of his own. Very well done. He knows what time it is. He knows he's got to make a tag. Oh! And the complexion has changed just like that.
Diamond has waited for a very long time to get his hands on Justice and O'Neal, and he is having a field day. Big drop kick sending Justice flying to the opposite side. Not realizing Moshpit is there to root the fun.
He got high on his own supply and left his back to his opponent. Moshpit there to capitalize, and he does so with a strong 2 count.
Moshpit getting in the face of our new referee for this one, but big headbutt right there to Diamond. Bringing him to the corner, cutting the ring in half. Tag in, here comes Justice for the first time in this match. Tag into O'Neal, and this is a smart strategy right here because they have the time. Justice collides, but for Nick Diamond, it is on site, spinning him around to the back.
A lot more tandem offense I'm seeing, and it's paying out in high dividends. Above all, under the tutelage of Moshpit, they're not just rebels without a cause anymore. I feel as though they've got a lot more of an educated approach to what it is they're doing, and they are systematically playing the numbers game right now. They are leaving one member of their adversarial team exposed at all times.
More strategy, simple kicks right there. We've seen O'Neal known for his strikes, but since going under the learning tree of Moshpit, they have become more deadly and deadly as they come, as the pressure is applied to Diamond. But the question is it too late?
Well, when you apply pressure to Cole, it becomes a diamond. So I don't think it's too late. I really don't. I think at any given point in time, you can see the Uncut Gems back in the driver's seat of this matchup. What kind of resilience does Mr. Diamond have? He's back to his feet. He's at a vertical. A couple of well-placed elbows. and forearms on top of it. He has broken the hold. Oh, but he is still within Moshpit's grasp.
Trying to go for it, looked like a spike pile driver. Diamond brushing him off, but can he make the tag right now, Bobby Rossi? He's trying, but does he have enough room to make
That
it?
was a lot of gusto. Oh, millimeters away from making said tag. And Diamond now driven to the canvas yet again. Moshpit's breathing heavy too. We could see them starting to unravel at points here. Calling more shots. And oh my goodness, now look at this. The chaos unraveling right before our very eyes. More action's found its way into the ring. These guys aren't legal.
And above all, Bobby Rossi, doesn't matter who's legal in these situations. Kick to the head, drilling him down, and just like this, it's 3-on-1. Tag into O'Neal.
Moshpit's awfully proud of himself. His two galoots have done a very good job of systematically breaking down their opponents. There is nowhere for Nick Diamond to run.
Saying how he feels, trying to go for a strike slap from Nick Diamond across the face, folding O'Neal to the opposite side.
Oh!
Big boot to Justice. Diamond's wiping them all out right now.
Hey man, you can't judge a book by its cover. He may be fabulous, but he's got a ton of moxie. Nick Diamond, in a 3-on-1 situation, has defended himself and their potential to take home a victory. I don't know, man. The numbers game is what it is.
Double clothesline, Moshpit and Justice knock themselves out. Dazzling Donnie Stax coming into the top rope. Huge crossbody. But O'Neal immediately into a fireman's carry of his own. Not letting it happen.
Oh!
Cover, could this do it, Bobby Rossi? We got winners.
Here are your winners, the team of the Uncut Gems and Donnie Stax.
Wow. Coach, look, I do my damnedest to call it down the line and keep it unbiased. But I'll be honest with you, I was convinced that above all was going to walk out with the W. What resilience. What a way to see things through. Big ups to the Uncut Gems and dazzling Donnie Stax.
They were making it very hard, but that split second, it was Justice and Moshpit looking to connect. They caught him out of it, and dazzling Donnie Stax coming in fresh in the match and putting them down for the 3. Now, Bobby Rossi, you can already see on the outside Moshpit grabbing Justice and Rhea by the heads, yelling at them. So what does this mean for them? But what does this also mean for Diamond, Leon, and dazzling Donnie Stax?
Well, you know, look, they've got themselves a high-profile victory up against a very, very lethal squad. I'm certain that management is going to look back at this victory and raise them somewhere in contention. I do believe, however, they made it to Mr. Moshpit's shit list. That is 100% true.
Huge win tonight for Donnie Stax, Diamond, and Luis Leon here in the RWA. Excited to see what the future holds for these guys. But it's on to the next one, Bob Rossi. We have a stacked card to come.